Hello YouTube, I'm Dr. Tactical, and today we are going to take a deep look, and I mean a deep look, at the Cyelee or Cyelee Optic. This was sent to me for review by the company. This is their Shark X Pro model. Really interesting optic. They claim that it punches way above its weight class, and we're going to be the judges of that today. We will take that deep look, I promised. So let's take a look. I'm Dr. Tactical, and the doctor will see you now. Welcome back to the channel. Those of you who are new, welcome to the channel. If you enjoy what you see, please hit the thumbs up button just to let everybody know that you like the content. Also, please consider subscribing. It really, really helps the channel. Those of you who are returning to the channel and have not yet subscribed, you picked the right time because today we are having a special and there is no charge for subscribing. So hit that button quickly before that deal goes away. Those of you who have already hit the subscribe button, do not hit it again because apparently that unsubscribes you. Also, please consider hitting the notification bell, which will notify you as more and more content is released. Today, we're going to do a deep dive, a very thorough examination of a product called the Cyelee or Cyelee Shark X Pro. It's from a company called Cyelee or Cyelee Optics. I will make up my mind at some point during this. I think Cyelee is going to be what I go with. I have not spoken to the company, so I haven't audibly heard the name of the company. I've only seen it in writing. And, you know, we've only dealt with each other through email where the company reached out and said, hey, Dr. Tactical, we have a product we think you'd really like. And I said, I'm all ears, tell me. They said, we have a high-end optic that comes in at a budget price. I said, love it. That's exactly the kind of thing I like. Love budget prices, love high-end optics. Send it my way and I'll be the judge of that. We'll see if it truly is a high-end optic. The budget price I can figure out pretty quickly. So they sent me this Cyelee Shark X Pro. Yeah, we're going to call it Cyelee. Made from 7075 aircraft grade aluminum. It has multiple reticles. It's got the circle dot, you know, the circle with the hash marks in it. I guess the circle of death. It's got the circle, just the circle, no dot in it, and the dot. Just the dot with no circle around it. It also has a side-loading battery tray, so you do not have to take the optic off to change batteries, so you don't have to go through the whole re-zeroing process, or at least confirming zero. It's a budget optic, where the MSRP is $253.99. MSRP. Nobody pays MSRP. Especially none of Dr. Tactical viewers, especially those of you who hit the subscribe button in the next 3 seconds. Okay, we have a special right here. You get a 15% discount if you use this code, but you may want to wait to the end of the video to see if you want to make this purchase. But if you do, 15% off using the DocTax15. Yep, that 15 is not random. It's there for a reason. It's 15% off. Now, one of the other accolades the company has for their product is they claim it's incredibly durable. They want me to, and these weren't their exact words, but I kind of surmised it, F it up. They said, fuck it up, get in there. And I will, I am. I'm gonna beat the hell out of this thing, but that's not gonna be in today's video. That's not the purpose of today's video. Today's video is to really evaluate this and see if it truly is a high-end optic, and see just by looking at it if we can check the durability of it. So the other reason I don't want to F it up is because it's currently riding on my Walther PDP compact with the 4-inch barrel. So that's right there. That's I'm not going to be drop testing that because I enjoy that gun. I like it very much. But if they want to send me a gun to drop it on, now we're in business. But I will do a separate video. If enough people comment and say, hey, F it up, you got it. It will be F'd up. Anyway, before we take it to the range and put it through its paces, the first thing I want to do is give it a thorough exam. Now, my original plan was to compare this optic to two other budget high-end optics. I'm a big fan of Holosun's optics, even though I know it's Chinese made, and I highly suspect this one is too, by the way. So the optics I was going to run it up against were the SCS 320, which mounts directly without a plate to using the Delta Point Pro footprint on my Staccato CS. And then I also was going to compare it to my EPS Carry, which is mounted with a plate to my CZ Shadow 2 Compact. So I was going to do all three of those guns. And I started the process. I scanned, well, you'll see, I did a CAT scan of all three guns to really, or all three optics and guns, part of the guns, to really check them out. And the video started getting really long. So long that I actually started getting tired of hearing my own voice. And you can imagine how long that is. So anyway, at that point, I said, you know what? We will focus just on this. And if you guys want me to do comparisons, I will break it into segments and compare, one-on-one with the other ones, so it doesn't get too lengthy. Anyway, for the first part of our exam, we are going to do the CAT scan. So let the CAT scanning begin.
System is moving into capturing position. Please wait. The system is ready to capture an image. Please close your eyes until image capturing is complete. Image capturing is complete. Please open your eyes and follow the operator's instructions.
So, all right. So before we put this thing to the test, let's do what's literally the deepest dive into a handgun optic ever performed on YouTube, and probably anywhere for that matter. If the CAT scan goes, too into the weeds for you, feel free to just fast forward through that part. We'll get to the range and the other aspects. So, but I just found this really interesting. So let's take a look. Okay, we are looking at a Walther PDP compact. This is with the 4-inch barrel, and riding on it is the Cyelee. That's what we're going to call it, the Cyelee, the Shark X Pro. And now let's take a look inside. Okay, so this is the basic X-ray that most people are used to seeing of their guns, of course. Let's take it to the CAT scan version. Now over here in this box down here, what we're looking at is a 3D rendering of what we put in the CAT scan machine. And this little slide down here basically controls the amount of radiation as far as what we're seeing. So in other words, the more to the left we move this, the less amount of radiation and the more we can see. So right now you can see the plastic, the polymer, this grip part right here, which has the stippling on it. You can see that very clearly right here on this 3D rendering. And as you go to the left even more, you can actually get to a point where you can start seeing air. So as we go to the right and start bombarding it with more and more radiation, basically, the more stuff goes away. So the less dense something is, the more it goes away. The more dense something is, it remains. So we can see as we're moving to the right, everything's sort of going away, except for a couple little metallic pieces inside, like around the trigger. And as we go back, though, you'll see that this optic, the Cyelee optic, is staying in place. In fact, let's turn it around and look at that. And not only is the optic, the metallic housing of it staying in place, but the lens is showing up pretty well on here too, probably indicating that there could be lead in the glass. Let's take a look on the inside. And I'm going to show you something interesting, because we haven't gotten to the shooting part here, but just sort of a foreshadow, because I did have some issues that we're going to talk about. Notice sort of the imperfections in the glass. It may be an irregularity. The glass isn't going. Oops, sorry. The glass isn't going away uniformly as I crank up the material. So there may be something in the layering of the glass. I don't know. Anyway, important part is this stuff is really dense, and you know the company has asked me to beat the crap out of it, and I am going to, not in this video, but right, I spent too much time zeroing it, and it's sitting on top of my Walther, which I'm certainly not going to beat the crap out of. But you can see how strong this thing was built. Interestingly, as we go forward more, you can see it kind of has sort of the horn shape as far as the underlying structure, sort of like the RMR that Trigicon has, which we know is a very strong model. Okay, so over here on the right side, that's sort of the type of x-ray most people are used to seeing. We can slide in and out to sort of look at this. Now this particular optic is not an enclosed emitter, so we just have the one pane of glass up there in the front. Let me change this over. So right now this is on a panoramic image. I'm gonna switch it over, so now we can go back and forth and sort of, you can see up here we're looking at this gun like this, and what I'm doing is I'm going back and forth. Let's actually look at the gun here. We're looking at the gun like this. We're on a specific slice of the gun, and we're just going to go, I'm sorry. So down here, we're looking at it like this. Up here, we're looking at it like this. So when you see this green line going up and down, that shows where we are in the gun. And by the way, if you're not enjoying the CAT scan part, if it's boring you, just fast forward through it. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to look at this, and let's just check it out. So as we go away, you can see there's the, you can see how dense that is. You can see the electronics in it. Let's come over to this direction. You can see as the green line comes down, we're coming over. You can really see how dense this whole setup is. And if you look, you can see the red lines, the yellow in the middle, and the blue on the left side. That indicates what we're seeing over here. Let's focus on the yellow, which is the middle line. And let me just do one thing. I'm going to move this back to center. Good. So now over here, you can see the yellow line here is in line with the line here. And you can see what we're going to do is we're going to move these lines up and down this way, the slide. And we'll see it moving along its path here. Whoops. Not with that, we won't. Let me just bring this up to where the optic is. Good, now you can really, oh, look at that. You can see the battery on this. We're slicing in and out. But over here, let me bring that back down to the slide. Over here, you can see as we go forwards and back, actually you can see it down here better. You can see as we go forwards and backwards, you can see how white, the whiter something is, the denser and stronger it usually is. So you can see even the lens, look how white that is, as we're going back and forth over it. So you can really get a feel here for how strong this thing is built. So this is built for durability. All right, let's shoot this bad boy. To those criticizing my ridiculously tight grip, here's a close-up of what it looks like once I calm down and really focus. Okay, here's another angle. See, the problem here with yours is all your bullets keep going into the same area.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem.
Yep, that's right. I'm friends with Louis and Char, or as you may know them, Fullmetal Sensei and Gutpunch Barbie of Honeybear Tactical. So the Optic performed fine. For the cost, I was surprised at the brightness of the emitter and the clarity of the glass. But there was one thing that I would be remiss to not bring up: the emitter wash. It's not really even an emitter wash. It's more of a strange reflection. Truthfully, I've never seen anything quite like this. On the back of the Optic, where the elevation adjustment screw is, the word up is printed with an arrow for direction. Somehow, the up gets projected onto the glass. And I say projected because it appears red and lit up. So it's more than just a reflection. The Honeybear team definitely noticed it too.
You can literally, like you say, when you turn the dot off, I can even see the up and down from the thing.
Yeah.
So it's the coating. I can literally read the reflective coating is not anti-reflective.
That's
So you have
the
to
problem.
put a coating to make it show up. But normally that coating is anti-reflective on one side, so you don't.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's.
I was glad that he was able to see it too, and that, in fact, I was actually able to photograph it, because a lot of times when it comes to red dots, people have astigmatisms and they have things that really are specific to their eyes. And when I first started looking through it, I'm like, what the heck is going on? And the fact that when other people start seeing it and when I can actually photograph it, I know it's there. So at the end of the day, the Optic has been to the range over 10 different times. It's performed flawlessly. Now, let me be clear on that. Distractingly, yes, but flawlessly. And what I mean by that is it's maintained zero. It's kept me on target, which is no small feat. So it works well. The emitter is bright. The glass is clear, not counting the reflection issues. That's not a clarity issue. That's I don't know what the hell that is. According to Fullmetal Sensei, it's a coating issue. But we did notice on the glass some type of indentation, and I don't know. I'm using a sample size of one, the one they sent me. By the way, if they send me another one, that would be great. If it works great, then I will keep that one on my Walther and beat the crap out of the one that's upsetting them, I'm sure, while they're watching this this YouTube review. And the cost is excellent. So, especially with the discount code, the cost is wonderful. So as long as it does what it's supposed to do. In my experience with it now, gosh, it's probably been about 4 or 5 months now. So I've had it for a while, and I have really put it to the test. As I said, it's been in the range more than 10 times, and I am on target with it, and it's very easy to see. There's a distraction going on, but that does not stop me, and I think it's a decent optic from that regard. But it does have that flaw, at least my mind does. So as for the durability, we'll test that. We can tell from the CBCT or CAT scan that all indications are this thing is going to perform like a champ. I mean, you can see, and when I look at it next to some of the other optics that I CAT scanned but did not share with you in the name of sparing you having to listen to me, it looks like it's going to really perform well. So overall, I give this optic I'll say a C plus, because it has just that one annoying thing that just really, really, you can't ignore it. But it doesn't take away from what it's supposed to do. And, the price is there. And so you got to weigh these things. Anyway, thank you for listening to me. I'm Dr. Tactical. Dr. Tactical, out.